Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Gene.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Monday, March 10th, 2025. So, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And how did you find it?
Well, it was interesting. I started off, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Monday. This is going to be a snap. And then I got to about the third line and I'm like, maybe this isn't going to be a snap. So there were some stumpers in there for me, but I got them eventually. But it took me a little longer than it usually does on Monday.
Yeah, I found quite a few places where I was not entirely stuck, but, well, yes, entirely stuck until I wasn't. For example, one across, mild lettuce variety.
Oh.
I'm like, what do you mean by mild exactly, as opposed to the harsh lettuce that we're used to? And that was bib.
Bib, yes.
B-I with three B's.
That is correct.
And the one right underneath it, 14 across, et blank, Latin for and others, et alia. I know the phrase inter alia, which I thought meant between the lines. So
I put et al. I. But it was et al. IA. So.
And that L of alia ran into two down. My words, don't believe them. I lied.
Yes.
That was unexpected, which is great. I like crosswords that are surprising.
Yes.
But it was surprising. And 15 across, the instrument played with a bow. So it was 5 letters long, so I went for viola. I just starting with a V, and I thought it was going to be some instrument that starts with a V, and I ran out of squares at the A of viola, so it's like, I'm done, and moved on.
See, I had gotten 5 across. Marathons, example, are races, so I had the R. So I thought, well, it could be cello, or it could be viola. And I'm like, but you got that R there, so is it RC or RV? Neither one made sense.
For 5 down?
For 5 down. So then I thought, well, I'm just going to skip it and do a couple more acrosses. Well, then when I get to 5 down, it was
motorhome
driver for short. So I'm like, RV. RVer was the answer. So
right.
Viola was correct, yes.
So you don't like normally switch from across to down. I guess you try and do them all across, right?
I do like a third of them across till I see a good kind of break.
Right.
And then I do some downs and try to fill it all in. And then I do some more crosses, and then I do it in about like thirds.
Okay.
Across, down, and across, down, and across, down.
I am about as sort of opportunistic and greedy as you can imagine. It's just like, if I can't get it across, I'm going down. If I can't get it down, I'm going across. I just keep alternating back and forth. And I have to do that a lot today. Like, I mean, even 16 across. University in New Rochelle, New York. Iona.
Iona College.
Well, it's not a university then. It's a college.
Well, it's a university, I guess.
Okay. I hope I haven't offended anyone from Iona. And
me too.
Right. But I've never heard of Iona before. No. Okay, now I've doubly offended people from Iona. I wonder what their mascot is.
I don't know.
I bet it's something like the Cyclones, because Iowa, of course, has the Cyclones. Iowa State, right. And they're Iona, so they might have, like, I don't know, maybe the Typhoon instead of the Cyclone.
Yeah, right.
Something to just sort of rub a little dirt in it, as we say. There was a theme here.
There was a theme, and it was pretty evident as you went down answering the themed clues, because they did all follow a bit of a pattern. But I wasn't quite sure what the revealer was going to be, but it was a pretty good revealer. So the first one was 17 across. Girl of classic comics who sported ringlets and a red outfit. And that was LITTLELULU. And then we had 24 across, producer of the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, and that was Team Coco. Then we had 32 across, entertaining as opposed to disturbing, and that was Funny Ha Ha. And then we had 45 across, words on a Little League dad's t-shirt, perhaps. And that was Proud Papa. And finally, we had 51 across, A Star is Born co-star 2018. And that was Lady Gaga.
Yay.
So we have Lulu, Coco, Haha, Papa, and Gaga at the end of each of those answers. And the revealer was 63 across, Turn Around and Return, or a feature of the themed clues. And that was Double Back.
Yes.
Double Back. Yes.
That was cute.
Very, very cute.
Too bad they couldn't have worked Baba into it somewhere. But
you'd have to have a word before Baba.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me we've had some clue, Baba something. I can't remember what that second word was. That was some sort of a monster or something like that.
Baba Yana.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Something like that, yeah.
But anyways, that was starting with Baba, so that would not do.
No.
Unless maybe tomorrow we'll have double forward.
Perhaps.
That would be. So have you ever read Little Lulu?
No, she's a comic. It was like a comic.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember Little Lulu.
Okay.
But not very well. I think she went out pretty quickly after I,
started reading.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And was replaced by Nancy.
I know Nancy. In fact, we have
Nancy
we have this book about the three rocks, and by was it by Bill Griffith, I think, who wrote a biography of the author of Nancy.
Ernie Bushmiller or something.
Okay,
yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nancy. That was my favorite growing up.
Really? Mm-hmm. My favorite was Peanuts.
Oh,
Happiness is a fluffy pillow or something like that. We had 18 down off the wall. I went for loony, but it was loopy.
Loopy, yes.
And I had a lot of trouble with 31 across. Nobel Prize winning poet blank Heaney, and it was Seamus.
Seamus Heaney or Haney.
Seamus. Actually, I think maybe, I didn't have quite as much trouble with that as I did with the words or the answers around it. 22 down, small duck. I went for turn because it was 4 letters and it sounded like perhaps it was a duck.
Oh.
But I think that's just a bird, right?
Right.
A tern. And it turned out to be, sorry?
I put Smee, which is not a duck. I thought maybe it was some kind of bird.
No, isn't Smee, isn't that someone in Moby Dick?
No.
Or Captain,
it's in Peter Pan.
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm. Peter Pan, Moby Dick, same thing.
Great literature versus Disney cartoon.
I don't know if you remember when Peter Pan is swallowed by an orca.
Actually,
they cut
Peter Pan is literature too, but
they cut that out of the movie for some reason. It was like the orca's finest hour. I got one. I got that pesky little kid, or that pesky little elf, or whatever it is.
That pesky little boy and his little fairy too.
That's right.
No, I put Smee because it just seemed like a nautical term, but then at the end there, 37 across, Fury, I had Erath. I'm like, ooh, that's an interesting word. It turned out it was Smew, and it was wrath with a W. So
see, I had R-A-T, I had the middle 3 letters R-A-T, and so I thought it was going to be irate.
Oh.
So I had Smei, S-M-E-I, for the small duck, and I thought that sounds more like some sort of a code you would see on the back of an iPhone, referring to some obscure communications protocol. And so I had irate, and then with irate, I had Osea, O-S-E-E-A, as the answer to 27 down, Osea Jackson Jr., Cocaine Bear actor. And I thought Osea sounds like a weird name for
yes, very much. So.
Even if a cocaine bear is part of the title, so.
Yeah, I wonder what Cocaine Bear is about. That must be
I think
a
it's
TV show.
I think it's about a bear that discovers cocaine.
Really?
And then sets up a cocaine lab. And no, I don't think that part happened, but I'm pretty sure it was a bear that liked cocaine.
Huh. Okay.
We will now have readers write in and let us know if that was the case.
I'll have to look that up.
So what else did we have here that was interesting? 39 across, the pantsuit alternative was a dress.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know if that's really interesting.
Okay, I guess sorry, I panicked there. For some reason, 43 down, the maintenance area for ships. I was thinking I had starting with DR, and a word popped into my mind that actually probably doesn't exist, drayage. Have you ever heard of the word drayage?
No.
It could be a word that a drayage is a form of trucking service that connects the different modes of shipping, such as ocean freight or air freight.
Oh.
At least the word had something to do with transportation, but the true answer was dry dock, which was a lot simpler than drayage.
Yes, yes.
Also, I needed that fourth letter to be a D because had the guts was dared.
That's correct.
I like that. Finally, I have a gimme.
Guts.
I'm 3/4 of the way through the crossword before I get to a gimme.
You knew 49 down. Doctor Who vehicle that mimics a police box.
Yes.
The TARDIS.
It doesn't really mimic a police box.
It is a police box.
It resembles a police box, but it's bigger on the inside.
That's right.
To be honest, I haven't watched Doctor Who in a long time. It's sort of fallen off of my viewing calendar.
But you know it was the TARDIS.
Oh yes, that definitely was a gimme. Yeah. We had 68 across, one of my favorite words, policy maven, wonk.
That's right.
And then a relatively new term, certainly newer than wonk, 60 across, anxiety about exclusion for short, FOMO.
That's right.
Do you have FOMO?
No.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Really? I have it all the time. I have trouble breathing sometimes.
I had something different there. I had fear of missing. I wasn't missing. Or maybe I had fear. I had FOLO, fear of leaving out, I think, or being left out. Then it'd have to be FOBLO, but
I had
FOLO, but it's FOMO.
I had a fog to see, fear of getting the clue wrong. That's definitely a fear of mine.
Oh, really?
All the time.
Oh, no.
Not as much. It doesn't sort of rear its ugly head as much on a Monday. But this Monday, I was hearing little inklings.
Yes.
Especially around Seamus and O'Shea. And I think certainly Iona. Iona was definitely problematic. And
then we had 67 across, jazz singer Anita O'Day. It seems like there's a lot of Irish type, Scottish type names. You know, Iona, Seamus, O'Shea, O'Day.
Well, this was by Patti Varol. So do you think that's a Scottish name or something?
Doesn't sound like it. But
maybe her real name is Patti O'Varol.
Perhaps.
But this was a great crossword.
It was a good Monday crossword. I really liked it.
So well done, Patti.
Yep.
Definitely deserves 5 squares, I would say, on the Jam CR scale.
Definitely.
We are unanimous in this then. All right, that is it for today.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yep.
We will be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.